everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides and the universal energies. Oh, Killy Doggily, using the Gilded Tarot Royale. Want to have a little bit of a look about how the win by Peter Magyar in Hungary, brilliant, is going to affect what's happening in Ukraine. So time for a check-in in Ukraine. Now, things that have been pointed out to me is that, well, Orban, who was the Orange Twerp and Kremlin friend, associate, let me put it that way, apparently he had Hungary had paid, what was it, $1 billion to the Orange Idiot. I'm sure that went into a personal bank account to join the Board of Peace. Pretty sure that didn't go into the US Treasury. I think it was a billion, wasn't it? And but what's also happened is that after a visit to Moscow, Orban had also blocked $90 billion worth of EU money because in the EU they have a thing where they had to have consensus across the board. So every EU country, because they were putting into the EU finances, had to have a say in how that EU money was spent. So apparently blocked the 90 billion. That was the only country that had blocked that money, 90 billion going to Ukraine to support them in defense against Russia. Okay, so what do I want to have a look at? Well, I just finished a reading on Mel, and as I was splitting the deck, this one came forward, the Lover's card. So as I was thinking about that reading, I'll start shuffling again and get them all freshed. So Magyar will be, assuming there are no issues, because we know what Orban is like, and I would not be surprised if the Kremlin opened a front. Yep, we've got here the abuse of power, the betrayal, the deceit, the win at any cost, etc. And then, but we've got justice as well as I'm shuffling. So I would not be surprised if the Ruskies attempted to open a front. I'm just going to pause and check where Hungary is in Europe. Hang on a sec. Righto, shares a border with Ukraine, but not with Russia itself. It's further west. Okay. Oh gosh, and there's the devil. Yeah, dancing the tune of the devil. Got 3 weeks to get through before Magyar of the Tisza party, and they won 138 out of the 199 seats. So they have a real controlling interest, controlling party. He's come out and promised that Hungary will vowed to pursue those who plundered, looted, betrayed, indebted, and ruined Hungary. So obviously he's got an idea that there's no money in the coffers. He's going to undertake a rapid unfreezing of any US cash that needs to be decided upon, and he's promised that Hungary will join the EU Public Prosecutor's Office, to look into fraud cases in regards to Hungary's finances and money. Now, so he's really going in with a sweeping broom. There's a victory. What have we got behind the victory? But we've got a victory. Can also be an uncomfortable victory. We've got perhaps the emptied coffers with the 3 of Pentacles and a certain somebody perhaps fleeing the scene. But where do they go? Because if you remember, we had a couple of leaders that fled. So the previous leader of Ukraine that did similar to Ukraine, the Russian puppet, before Zelensky got the position, fled to Russia. You've got Assad from Syria, fled to Russia. Haven't heard anything of them since. So I don't know that Russia is a safe place to flee to at the moment. And there was the Emperor and the Sun card both agreeing with me. Okay, so I'm going to start off let's have a look. Okay, is there going to be any issues leading up to the inauguration of Peter Magyar? Because he's laid it right out and he's coming for these people. Oh, I forgot to turn that light on. Let me do that. There we go. Put a little light on the situation. Let's have a look. Peter, is there going to be any issues with the swearing in of those in the Tizza party? Is there going to be any issues with the swearing in on the 4th of May? Any issues? 4th of May. Any issues leading up? Okay, let's have a look. Come on down. Queen of Swords. So we've got here, I like the Queen of Swords here. She is an internal protection strategy, bringing forward the truth. So this is the energy we're in at the moment. So Peter Magyar has vowed to go after anyone that's been corrupting within Hungary. I believe Orban was personally responsible for blocking about 40% of any funding decisions that were made by the EU. It does leave another 60%, but for one country, one leader, 40% of the vetoing is pretty high percentage. So we've got the Queen of Swords. This is an inspirational energy with this strategy coming forward, bringing forward the truth, the doves of peace here. But let's have a look. Will there be any issues? Challenged by the Two of Pentacles. This is my money laundering card. So so we've got here, first of all, potentially the coffers being empty, having the money all sent overseas. And if it's not already there, it might be going within the next 3 weeks. But juggling the economy, challenged by what's been laundered, by what's been stolen, by what's been plundered and looted. And then we've got this dark money behind the scenes on the bottom as well. You've got the energy that it's all stewing in as this King of Pentacles. It's the oligarch money, but it's not the oligarch. It's those that plundered, looted, and betrayed, and debted, etc. It's not just Orban. There's more involved here. The energy that it's stewing in. Is there going to be any issues? We've got here the Knight of Cups, the Trojan horse, the false friend bringing forward an offer. Is there going to be any issues? Ten of Swords, backstabbing, ending, Swords of Truth about to fall. Seven of Swords, the stealing. I can't escape the feeling that there is going to be some sort of issue. There may even be an attempt. Hopefully fails, but the immediate future is this attempt to steal by those that feathered their nests. This dictator energy, through this dictator energy. So yeah, okay. Hopes and fears that they won't be able to plunder anymore, that they can't harvest anymore. And I'm talking, yeah, okay, so we've got here Five of Cups, regret, disappointment, Four of Pentacles, trying to hang on to what they've got, the manipulation with the Magician, and the Judgment card. Okay, I like this card coming out at the end here. I'm getting that those that enjoyed the harvest that is no longer are going to try and cause issues here, but they are going to be stopped. We've got the Hanged Man, and we've got a lot of positive information coming out really quickly, finding themselves fully exposed. So this is really dark here to start with, but I do like this. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana, and then we've got the moon, sun and moon, exposing the secrets. Now, this wouldn't happen if Magyar didn't get sworn in, but yeah, those that were making some money out of being dictators in Hungary, and we've got those that feathered their nests, and we've got those that, the oligarchs, they're not going to be happy. The dark money behind the scenes, but the Ace of Wands. New beginning, powerful new beginning, new plan, new, but this can also be, the coffers have significantly less in them than they should have because it's all been removed. Okay, so, I do get, yes, there might be some attempt to, there might even be a unaliving attempt on him to try and, so I just sending light, love their way, sort of truth coming forward. Yeah, going to be some huge exposure that comes out of this. So, how are things going to go in Ukraine? So, yes, I am getting, yes, the party will be sworn in. I'm hoping that Peter Magyar is inaugurated. I feel that he will, but there will be attempts. I'm just getting there will be attempts to stop it. Okay. Well, let's have a look at Orban first. What's going to happen with Orban? I mean, fleeing to Russia is not really an option. Can't go to, does he really think the orange idiot's going to protect him if he goes to Florida? Remember, he was going to Florida about every 2 months, was it? Along with the Yahoo as well. They were there like every second week, every time you turned around. Hang on. So, let's have a look. What's going to happen to Orban? Right. 6 of Wands. With this, again, this false victory card. Claiming of a false victory or some sort of false victory in a very uncomfortable position. This might be that, even being ousted, thought he was going to win and then ousted. Oh, speaking of thought he was going to win, what the F is Shady, JD, doing hosting the Turning Point USA in Athens, Georgia? When I read it, I thought, oh, Athens, Greece. No. He's back in the US. But he's in Athens, Georgia, hosting a Turning Point event. No Erica. Where's Erica? Haven't seen her for a while. Wonder if she's not fitting into her leather hot pants anymore. But aside from that, but what the vice president of the United States, who just came back from a failed negotiation because he was set up to fail, hosting a, no words. Anyhow, so we've got here false victory. Speaking of which, too, you've got Narco and the Orange Idiot went to a cage fight in Florida while the negotiations were underway. Apparently, they got resoundingly booed. Shady got heckled too, by the way. Resoundingly booed, which means any footage you see coming out of them entering the cage fight arena, there's no audio. It's been replaced with music. So, anyhow, Orban, okay, was in this false uncomfortable position. His manipulation is going to be exposed potentially, or this could simply be the distraction. Look over here while that happens over there. Okay, trying to spin it. Here's the Judgment card, similar cards but different position. Collective Awakening, Call to Arms. People rising up, nearly 80% voted. That's what happens when you actually have the largest block actually voting, which I still am astounded at because we've got compulsory voting in Australia, which means you actually have to vote, and they make it so easy. Otherwise, you get a please explain. But yeah, the Judgment card in the past, okay, Orban, he had a choice about, well, which way is he going to go? Which way, into the light or into the thicket? What's going to happen to Orban? Looking overseas at his options, there's one that is logical, but he may not take that path, and the logical one would be Rusky. Queen of Cups, the energy over him at the moment, trying to keep a lid on the situation. Four of Pentacles in the immediate future, trying to hang on to his money and hold on to secrets. He might be arrested externally. Eight of Swords, arrested. Internally, Ten of Swords, downfall. Complete and utter downfall. I haven't got any flee cards here. Three of Pentacles because the coffers are empty. The outcome, Three of Wands. Could be information coming in from overseas, or this could be a plan to stow away. Let's see where this goes. Ace of Wands, no, I think this is information coming in. Ace of Wands, and then the Five of Cups, the loss, the regret. He doesn't regret what he did. He only regrets that he got caught. Loss, regret, heartbreak, despair. Page of Cups, an unexpected announcement. Six of Swords, and then Tower. This could be moving the legal case forward and complete and utter downfall, or big stick coming in from overseas for him, because this is a minor arcana death card. Usually the Four of Swords is more, and this could be a poison chalice being presented to him. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles. His health gone. Seven of Swords, the lying and stealing, and then we've got the Star card. But he's got 5 swords under his arm. So if I go really 1, 2, 3, 5, 3 5s in this outcome. Page of Swords. Truth being brought forward about the money. The Emperor, and he's out of dodge. You've got the Strength and the Devil and the information that is brought forward. Strength about his ties is going to be, the information is going to be brought forward, but you've got this Dictator, money. 3 cups spilt, 1, 2, 5 standing, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty much almost like 4. Okay, I'm going to ask, because I'm getting Orban is going to be arrested, but is he going to meet an untimely end? Let me put it that way. Is Orban going to meet an untimely? Well, I glimpsed the Russia card, and then we've got the Betrayal card here as well with so the Empress and the Three of Swords. Is Orban going to meet an untimely end? Whether it's by his own hand or whether it's by someone overseas, that cup, so overseas on the bottom we've got well, it's a yes, a big yes. What else have we got on the top there? The Emperor, Ace of Swords, slicing and dicing, cutting through. Eight of Cups. Another yes card here, Three of Wands, something coming in from overseas. Two of Swords, those that feather their nests face would be facing judgment. They're trying to protect themselves. Queen of Pentacles, Hermit, isolation, Hanged Man being stopped, Strength card, and then we've got this loss. And then we've got that Magician again. On the bottom, we've got this Seven of Wands, Two of Cups, Four of Cups, something being offered there, and the Wheel of Fortune. I'm just going to say he might meet, and looks like he's going to meet an untimely end in an attempt to protect others who were involved in the corruption. Okay, let's have a quick look. I'm going to change deck. Let's have a quick look. Use the Smith-Wax Centennial Edition. And let's have a look about Ukraine. Make sure I get all the cards out. Ukraine. Now that Orban is out of the picture, Ten of Swords, Five of Pentacles, is Ukraine going to be able to now come in from the cold and reap finances that they need? It's one of these, it's so incredibly frustrating. If it hadn't been for the GOP Congress in the US, this conflict would have been over years ago. Years ago. Let's have a look. Because they did everything within their power to prevent assistance being sent that Biden had earmarked. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Out of the picture. Now with Orban out of the picture, how's it going to go for Ukraine? Two fabulous cards have popped out. The Knight of Pentacles. The money is going to be unlocked and can move forward. You've got the Three of Cups, the support. You've got the King of Wands, and expect an action announcement soon, and it's going to change everything with the Wheel of Fortune. We've got the Four of Swords, we've got divine justice, and we've got Ukraine bruised, battered, back up against the wall, but holding firm. So the downfall of Orban, justice coming forward, actions having consequences, bruised, and so Orban's actions, well, also led to extensively more unalivings than were necessary. Ukraine needs the relief. There it is, the money. The money we've got here, having to make a choice, and the offer, being offered, and then the Ace of Cups is going to change everything. So yeah, I mean, 9 billion, I suppose, isn't that much in this day and age, since the conflict in Persia is costing the US over $1 billion a day or something along those lines, if not more. But yeah, I think it's going to change everything, which is why just watch in those intervening 3 weeks. There might be some shenanigans, there might be some deviousness that goes on, that is just as there is this desperation to try and try and keep the status quo. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Love to you all. Take care.